Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, where actions have consequences. So, the owner of Trump Burger is being deported. His green card was revoked. You can't make this shit up. So, the way I'm reading an article on that is the man invested in a Trump Burger joint almost as a franchise. You guys have Trump Burger franchises? What? And when things got sour between the person he was leasing from, he filed a lawsuit. After the lawsuits were filed, he was picked up by ICE, and after the lawsuit was filed, he was picked up by ICE. Sounds like he got the good old MAGA grift on that deal. Doesn't ICE have a tip line with a reward? His opponent probably turned him in. Majorie Trailer Queen says she's starting to think the GOP is anti-women and anti-worker? What? Where would you ever see that coming? There's women in our party that are really sick and tired of the way men treat Republican women. The GOP has turned its back on the workers and just regular Americans. Turned its back? That would indicate that it was ever looking out for their best interests in the first place. But hey, only took you being a really mental conspiracy theorist and a congressperson just to now realize. I voted for someone who was going to impose tariffs, and tariffs makes things more expensive? Why do I need to pay more? I'm really struggling to see how Trump is helping the United States. I understand the tariffs. Do you really? But I haven't seen any benefit from it, just more money out of my pocket, and the economy in general isn't much better. And I voted for Trump, so I did believe in the guy. You believed in a liar, and you got lies. Good job, you got what you voted for. Coffee $11 to $17 a can, not cool. I understand the tariffs. No, I don't think you do. I mean, to be fair, when does a MAGA ever understand what goes on in the world? Math is hard. Who cares about math when trans people are using the bathrooms? Hispanic Republicans in the US House say they're increasingly concerned that President Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign could backfire with Latino voters, as they look for some ways to protect some undocumented immigrants from deportation. Wait, so what part of mass deportation didn't they understand when they were campaigning for mass deportation and supporting it? Are these people really just clueless until reality slaps them in the face? Not surprising though. KFC equals Kentucky Fried consequences. Kentucky faces major job loss after 3 major whiskey and bourbon distilleries filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And well, Kentucky, voted for Trump. But he's pro-business. Or is it actually the case that he's just a low impulse control buffoon who wants to dismantle your country? Science will never be able to tell. Former actor and staunch conservative is shocked that Trump would withhold funds due to difference of opinion. Just in, Trump to withhold disaster funding from states and cities who boycott Israel. Wait, what? Just looked it up. It's true. This is crazy. Wow. Whoa, the party that hasn't shown any interest in freedoms besides gun ownership is against freedoms besides gun ownership? Whoa, who'da thunk? I voted for Trump and he fucked me over, lying scumbag. Back of the line. I voted for Trump because he was the best choice. Yeah, no he wasn't. You wanna tell me why Kamala was worse, apparently? You're bigoted, that's why. But he's doing an awful job. He's actually done the opposite of what he's promised. We no longer even have a middle class. Inflation is worse. I still believe he was the right choice out of the candidates, because at least he slowed the progression of the insane progressive agenda. Yep, tick the box right there, bigoted, got it. Not sure why Social Security is still taxed. That's a simple fix and 1 page of legislation. My sweet summer child, you think you're immune from his stupidity? He ain't gonna switch that back. It still has only been about 8 months. Yeah, but it's not like nothing's happened. A lot has happened, just in the wrong direction. I'm hoping it's one of those, it has to get worse before it gets better things. No, it's gonna get worse before it gets worse. Unless, you stop being an idiot and show up in the midterms. Las Vegas voted for an economic change, and they're mad that their economy changed? I mean, hey, at least they won't have to pay taxes on the 50% less tips they're receiving. Las Vegas's tipped workers say their income has fallen by more than half as tourism plunges. Whoa, the country that's doing mass deportations and also arresting people at airports trying to get in for having a meme on their phone leads to people being cautious of going or not going at all? Shocker. I personally know several large international conferences that have changed the location from LA to a non-USA city. Reason being, risk to non-USA attendees being detained and deported to third world countries on entry to the United States. Attendees are largely professionals and support staff. That sounds logical? Yep, nationalities of 19 countries are outright banned from applying for visas no matter what or who they are. And all the rest don't know if their visas will be approved for entry because of some post they made. Yeah, I know for sure I wouldn't be fucking let into that country, so all my plans for going have been cancelled. And then risk of detainment by ICE if you do get in. I mean, apart from North Korea, the US may be one of the worst countries to host an international conference in. Hey chat, if you guys enjoy the Schadenfreude, you should totally like, subscribe and share, cause it helps this gay guy reading stuff a lot. Anyways, back to the video. Migrants in Ciudad Juarez, I probably butchered that, I'm sorry, who were waiting for their 1 PM CBP1 parole appointments, learned 20 minutes ago that the app had shut down and those appointments were no longer valid. We voted for this, sorry not sorry. And 4 months later, I thought people were mad about tariffs. I voted for Trump, and our small business is being hurt terribly. Terribly. I'll have to lay off employees soon to survive. Oh, but I thought it was something you all voted for. Sorry, not sorry. These motherfuckers only give a shit when it's the others, being in the shit for their actions instead of them. I really wonder when people are going to start ditching this political narcissism. These people are truly sick. They're desperate for others to lose so they can feel like they've won. But when you're that hateful, the boomerang always comes flying back in your direction. You got what you voted for, pal. Also, isn't Tim Pool one of the guys on Russia's payroll to spread their propaganda? Yep, he is. Vietnamese woman who supports the MAGA agenda is suddenly shocked that her husband gets detained by immigration. Hello everyone, I know you may have heard about my husband Yo's situation with immigration and the insane battle we're in right now. I know that you're all on pins and needles to hear any updates on him. Yesterday, I met with our attorney to get all the paperwork and all the information they need to present it to the DHS director in Dallas. This is the best option for a situation at the moment. I won't know more until they review everything. So now we wait. Also, my husband didn't come to this country illegally. He and his family came under asylum as a refugee from the Vietnam War. He's been here for 45 years. He's not a criminal. He doesn't break any laws. He's a son, a brother, an uncle, a father, and he's my home and my life. He's so much more to so many people here and everywhere he goes, to all he meets. Part of mass deportation means mass deportation except the criminals. You wanted mass deportation, you got mass deportation. I cannot express the overwhelming love and support all of you have shown to him, for him and for us. I can't possibly put it in the right words. Thank you all so much for the love, kindness, good vibes, and prayers, that everything each of you have contributed to help us. All the letters of character were beautiful, all the stories and experiences with Yo. So this person supports the MAGA agenda, which includes mass deportation. Is surprised when there's mass deportation. Again, like I've said, it's this fucking political narcissism. Yes, you're the others as well, not just people you don't like. Everyone is susceptible to the consequences of politics. You're not immune, so act like it. Make America Healthy Again is angry because it turns out the party of deregulation and bringing back the coal industry doesn't actually care about health? Whoa, hold the fuck up. You're telling me that bringing back coal mines isn't healthy? Damn, it's not like experts and scientists across the entire world have all said coal isn't good for the environment or you. Hey, guess what, GOP? MAGA is fucking pissed. We didn't vote for Big Chem and Big Ag to get immunity. Fix this or risk our vote in the midterms. You mean to tell me that the party of deregulation and bringing back the coal industry doesn't actually care about health? I mean, who could have possibly seen this coming? Sorry, but you did, in fact, actually vote for this. Huh, I mean, last time I checked, coal was like insanely healthy. But hey, anyone saying otherwise must just be leftist propaganda. Fix this or risk our vote. Also known as, we'll still vote for you, but be sad about how fucking stupid we are. I'm in Florida, and whenever people gripe about the state of the place, I tell them they could try voting for someone that isn't a Republican. You'd think I told them to kill their favourite football team. Well, yeah, you basically did. You can't expect a fascist to be okay with the existence of liberals and progressives in office. Not when they believe that disagreement is treason, and therefore the Democrats are always traitors, no matter how good they'd be for the country. Yeah, I mean, something I've seen over and over again is whenever someone criticizes dear leader Kim Il-Trump, that they always have to profess how loyal of a MAGA that they are before they dare have any sort of opinion of their own. Nazi woman posts herself doing a Sieg Heil and gets immediately shamed by Nazi men who gets mad at her for not covering up, having a high body count, and having bad posture. All the pretty girls. I'm gonna blur that, but I think you can tell what it is. Thumb rings means high body count. Not always, bud. At Grok, which racial group makes up the largest proportion of content creators on OnlyFans? What the fuck? One word. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I had to say this in the big 2025, but, please don't side with Nazis, because, hate to break to you, they're fucking Nazis. They got the cuts they voted for. FEMA denies grants to 3 Kentucky counties hit by storms that caused widespread devastation. Huh, didn't MAGA want to gut FEMA, now they're asking for it? Well, that's some Kentucky Fried consequence for you guys. Even though you're from Kentucky, you're still the chickens for KFC. A MAGA voter lost medical service and may lose his social security because of Trump. Trump, you can kiss my ass if you cut social security. How about you give your money out to us, jerk? What's that? You want handouts? You're a communist. You know, as much as MAGA's like anti-communist and anti-left-wing views, they really do like left-wing policies, like, you know, benefits and social security. But, you know, only for them and no one else. What does the right stand for besides just being self-serving assholes? Wow, Ray, where did that come from? Well, he didn't cut shit. Yeah, nothing he's done so far has been implemented. First thing starts October 1st, and then January 1st. Hopefully the GOP will figure something out. This is why I know nothing will ever change in their minds. Not even the Epstein stuff will scare them away. They lie straight to their face for their vote, then cut vital programs keeping millions alive. And then, when the country is crumbling around them, they say, well, I hope the GOP fixes this. Fixes what? The mess that they've promised to create? It's just a boo-boo, please fix this. Even if they did change their vote, which is highly unlikely, they will then blame the Democrats for not fixing it, and then go right back to the GOP. Didn't MAGA support Trump, in part because Republicans claimed that Democrats were a party that supported pedophiles? What do we say? Every accusation is a confession. And surprise, surprise, voting for Epstein's best buddy doesn't lead to more Epstein files getting released. I know, right? What a fucking shocker. Trump administration live updates. Maxwell is moved to a minimum security prison after Justice Department questioning on Epstein. What is the bet that they're actually going to fucking pardon this person? I've just got this feeling in the back of my head that that's gonna end up happening. But what do you guys think? Is it just me? When Republicans say pedophiles, they really mean queer people. They don't seem to have any problem with the actual pedos amongst their ranks, just the perceived abuse of children by queer people simply existing as themselves. Well, like I've said before, they love to rely on targeting the others and making false boogeymen who in reality just kind of exist and nothing else. Because as much as they're the land of the free, they really can't help but stick their nose in other people's business when they simply want to exist how they feel is best for them. This, you nailed it. And not even that. There's no goalpost if they won't move. If Papaya Palpatine, oh that's a good one, came out tomorrow as a drag queen, they would say they always loved drag queens in about a week. The only thing they ever care about is winning. Even if that means they have to destroy the country to do it. Well, yeah, but he'd be one of the good ones. Yeah, when you look at all of these cases, you kind of start realizing that Republicans don't actually stand for anything. They don't have morals, nor do they have a goal. Aw, good job, Nevada. Donald Trump flips Nevada. The battleground state has 6 electoral votes. Aw, good job, Mango Mussolini. Donald Trump has defeated Kamala Harris in Nevada, the first win by a Republican presidential candidate in the state since 2004. And how's making Nevada great been? No. Las Vegas has been compared to a ghost town as tourism dips. We're starting to freak out. Whoa, a mass tourist center would have less tourists when they allow in the deport everyone and arrest people at airports trying to get into the country because they said shit about the government party? You'd think the US state whose entire identity is based on gambling would be better at avoiding bad bets, or voting for someone capable of bankrupting a casino. This especially, holy fucking crap, he bankrupted the same casino twice. As a casino town, that should have been nuclear level alarms on his capability. Some days, I really wonder if COVID did actually damage a majority of people's brains. I mean, that was a money laundering scam for Russian oligarchs, but either way, still bad. I've said before, it's fucking hard to track all of the shit that Trump's got his nose in. Well, shit being controversies. Pretty sure he is a Russian asset as well. But hey, I mean, surely come the midterms or the next general election, we'll all vote for the definitely not a Russian asset, definitely not dismantling the whole country for the sake of billionaires. And also, for the sake of his own stupidity, for his third and final, because it will last forever, term.